ערב טוב, ברוכים הבאים לפסטיבל דוק אביב ה-22 ולתחרות עומק שדה. אנחנו שמחים לארח בפסטיבל את סרגי לוזניצה, במאי הסרט הלוויה מלכותית. אורך השיחה בינינו יהיה כחצי שעה, ואנחנו מזמינים אתכם להשאיר לנו שאלות. תעשו זאת בבקשה ב-Q&A בכל שלב, ולא באזור של הצ'אט, ואנחנו נשמח לענות עליהם. Welcome to the 22nd Dok Aviv Film Festival and to the Depth of Field competition. We are very honored to have with us here today Sergei Loznitsa, the filmmaker of State Funeral. Hello, Sergei.
Hello.
My name is Ohad Landesman. I'm a lecturer in film from the Steve Tisch School of Film and Television at Tel Aviv University. And our webinar will last approximately 30 minutes. I invite you to leave your questions in the Q&A section at any time. So, Sergei, we have met a few times here in Israel, last year in Tel Aviv University and 2 years earlier when you showed your film Victory Days in the Jerusalem Film Festival. And I am a really big admirer of your work that often uses archive footage or rely on careful observation. And I think that your unique approach to filmmaking is one that makes our minds as a spectator wonder and meditate, and especially kind of stimulates our willingness to try and find parallels between the present and the past as a way of understanding maybe things that we haven't yet understood well in the past, in the history. And this film definitely feels like another step in that direction. It's obviously showing us a very carefully orchestrated propaganda, a cultish celebration and myth-making. And I guess that I'm first curious, and my first question to you would be, why now? Why was it important for you to expose this footage right now, considering that your films often examine how we relate to history, in the present, in the modern day?
So it can be now, it can be in any other years. And it doesn't matter when this film was made. This is important moment of our history and very important topic, which was not discovered and represent in proper way. And in a way when spectators can start think about this time, about Stalinism, and about what happened in this day or these days in Soviet Union. For me, it's a moment when Soviet Union collapsed. Because all country, and you can feel it, you can feel that all people, they are, it is like a god died, and all people don't know what happened in the future, next days, and nobody knows. And even the main guy who keep country in his hand and thinking that he is a king of this country, I mean the guy with the glasses, his name Beria. And second important person who is the chief of all these secret services. Yeah, and in these days in Moscow was a lot of troops which was under him, his guards. So they were everywhere in Red Square. He organized all ceremony and etc. And Khrushchev, who's staying near him on Mausoleum, and nobody from people on the square, from people who have seen or who heard this by radio or on radio, because it was online broadcast to whole country, they can't imagine that next month Beria will be killed by the, it will be a kind of complot or coup d'etat against Beria, and he will be killed by officer. And Khrushchev organized this killing. Can you imagine?
It happened 3 months after the funeral, the killing?
Yeah, it happened in July. We still don't know. This is also very important to know what happened, because we have a version. Exactly, everybody knows that Beria is not, nobody have seen him after July, when he was arrested this year, same year. So, and after that exist two versions, or he was killed immediately because all these people who arrest him afraid him, or he was killed later. And exists fake stenography of the fake interrogation. It looks like a fake interrogation of the Beria during this month. But looks like it's a fake. So, and was produced after. You asked me why it's important. Important at least to know history of your country. And another story about this footage, and this footage was, because it was shot, and I think Beria ordered this film and organized all shooting, because you know, in credits we mentioned all cameramen who participate. It's around 200 cameramen. Can you imagine? 200.
And the film that you were referring to is called The Great Farewell, right? It was a propaganda film.
Yes, they made a film which named it Great Farewell, and this film made 5 prominent Soviet directors. It's like stars of Soviet cinema. Alexandrov, Gerasimov. I study in institute which named Gerasimov Film Institute. You know, Chiaurelli, Kapalin. It's a Kapalin was a great, biggest documentary, you know, filmmaker. So, and they made the film for 1 month. Exact after 1 month, film was ready, and after first screening, film with all footage was banned.
Wow. Was banned after 1 screening.
Yeah, well, this, it was a screening for Top of Power, for Khrushchev, Beria, all these people, you know, and they decide not to release this film and put all this archive and all this footage under censorship in archive, and all this footage with this film, which are pure propaganda film. You can see it, you can find in the internet. So all this footage was in archive under censorship till 1988. Can you imagine? Wow. Nobody can't make anything till 88.
And no one made anything after 88. It wasn't touched for 30 years.
Because it was not a time for this question. Stalin, you know, cult, what it is, because so many things happened and recent stories start develop so fast. And I was surprised that nobody just look inside what exists in archive. And when I want to make a film with some footage in this archive, idea came to me after I made the film The Trial. It's a film about the Soviet trial against anti-Soviet, I don't know, diversant. Previous film, and against in real life innocent people who was accused and punished and etc. It's the exact beginning of Stalinism. It's 1930. And Stalinism create the way how to organize people, how to divide them, how to kill part of these people and connect with the blood other people. So, and this is one of the small step. And when we collect footage from Russian State Archive, I also asking to scan footage about the funeral procession of all Soviet leaders. You know, Stalin moved to the power and fight for that, and he killed one by one all his collaborators. And I would like to make a film about funeral and funeral ritual, because when he kills somebody, he creates a great funeral, a lot of flowers, a lot of people, and it was a ritual which was organized by him. And you can see in the last last funeral, which was also organized according this ritual, you can see now in my film.
And you are very interested in rituals in general in your films.
Yeah, of course,
right?
of course, because the ritual is one of the important skillet of our life. It's organized society in special way, and it exists in any society, rituals. Yeah. So, and if you would like described, it's one of the easiest way to understand with what kind of people you have a deal, just to observe them when they are part of this ritual. And finally, when I ask the archivist who work and know very well archive, she said me that, Sergey, we have only Stalin's funeral 40 hours. So, and from that moment I said, wow. And from that moment, we start scan all footage and make a film.
Sergey, one thing that is very striking in your film, of course, is the oscillation between color and black and white, which makes it different from your previous film, The Trial, because as I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, there was no coloring made, but the footage was taken from either color or black and white footage, and you move in between them, and somehow, maybe you can speak a little bit about what's the digitization process is making here, because I think because everything is so pristine and so beautiful, it looks as if it's contemporary, as if it's happening right now, as if it's kind of immersing us and bringing us into the moment that we're experiencing the past right now. And it doesn't look like old footage at all.
Yes, but this is what new technology give us. Mm-hmm. This possibility to develop a picture in such a way when it will looks like somebody shot it right now. Mm-hmm. And what the feeling when you watch this picture, the feeling that you participate. It is not far, it's not archive. It is something which is very close to you. And yeah. This is what it was my aim also. And we already work with the footage and with the lab in Lithuania, which develop in such a way footage. I work with them on previous film, and I can see how from year to year they are more and more, they are better and better. You know, now I work also a film from archive, and I can say that they develop very fast. This technology developed very fast, and I think it opened to us a door to another possibility to work with archive. And so this is about black and white and color. Yeah. They shot. I'm very lucky because I have all footage for editing in black and white. Mm-hmm. which exclude speculation uh, about color, mental speculation,
Okay.
because we didn't know where is the color, where is the black and white, and we edit according the movement and situation and episode and I don't know logic of episode. And when we received scanning footage, realized that in one episode, some in color, some in black and white.
That's interesting. So the editing was not done according to black and white and color, but
No,
mostly.
no. And of course, we have a different meaning. We can play with this meaning. And I decide don't touch it, just
Yeah.
to leave how it is, because I have another possibility to make everything black and white. So it's cheaper than to make everything in color, yes?
Yeah.
But I understand that we lose a lot, because when you can see the color and you can compare with black and white, okay, super. And thanks God, it was in first episode color and black and white, and from first episode everybody understand, okay, this is something which part of the film, like in stylistic.
Yeah, I want to ask you, I want to talk further about how you kind of move away from the original footage, because there are some very interesting cinematic, I would say even binaries that perhaps you edited the film according to. And I'm thinking, for example, about how people move within the frame. They walk in this process of mourning towards in a specific pace, as opposed to images where people just stand still, or people that look away from the camera into a point outside of the frame, as opposed to people that look into the camera. So I think these were factors in the way you thought about working with the footage and re-editing it.
It was footage itself. I cannot re-edit. It wasn't edit before. So, and when I thinking how we will develop story, so I decide and we make it in a way how it happened. And my aim was present, first of all, whole country, and present step by step all days or all episodes or all situation which happened inside. So, and it is a structure, and structure this exists in this film. It's a kind of narrative without narrative. And of course, in film exists a culmination and very important moment for me, when I would like to share with spectator feeling which people who came to this coffin and to this zal felt in that moment. And I help with Tchaikovsky for appearing this feeling. So, and only one thing which I add from, let's say, myself, it is the last episode where people just observe flowers in Red Square and with a lullaby, which was written especially for in 1940, was written and singing especially for Stalin. So,
okay, you're saying that this is the way the film was edited, but surely there are things that your film diverts from the original footage, that you changed the footage stylistically, and one is tempted to see your film as one aligning with the propaganda, but and then only the ending credits at the end, the ending titles that kind of remind us of how, what was this leader all about. But obviously you're diverting from the footage in other different ways, right? In your film, as the original film had a voice, right? It had a voice.
Original film had a voice, but it depends on stylistic, because people in that moment, they didn't trust, they did not trust to the image. They would like to control what spectator will think. I don't want to control. I opened this film, and this film can watch without last titles, last credits, can watch any pure and honest Stalinist, and in same time any liberal and anti-Stalinist, and to these types of people will find in this film what they would like to see. You know, it's an open structure from that point of view, and this open structure different from propaganda, because propagandist, he normally would like to incorporate his idea inside your brain without asking you. So, and you're saying that it was propaganda footage. I don't think exists that propaganda footage exists. Only stage things exist. If you shoot live, it's difficult saying that this footage is propaganda or not. It's live. And propaganda appears in the moment when you transform this footage with the meanings, with editing, with voiceover, with the music, with all instrument which you have. And important, not what kind of footage you use, important what you would like, what kind of task, what kind of goal you would like to achieve with it. I made 2008. I made a film which named как он называется, представление, представление, Vorstellung in German.
Sorry, I don't know German. I don't recognize the word.
Sorry, but I made a film. I will remember how it's named. I made a film, review, English title. It's a film, absolutely all film was made from propaganda, pure propaganda footage, but film work against that. This is a kind of example how you can use this and for peaceful goal. So
this also had to do with audience, I guess, right? Because while I was watching the film as someone that is not coming from Russia, I felt that I am missing stuff, that there's some emotional attachment to the footage that I'm missing, and maybe some history nuances between the footage that I don't know. And I'm wondering if you think that, you know, there are these vast differences between a Russian viewer and a foreign viewer, and more importantly, do you like a Russian viewer to go through some kind of a process by watching this, as if immersing him or her in this experience of watching this footage and then thinking about it critically as being part of this ritual, as if originally being part of this ritual of mourning for Stalin?
Yeah, you know, in general, I'm very like and want that maximum as possible people watch my films. This is why I make these films. Yeah. And how it will interpret and how it will work, we in the soul inside any people which I even don't know. I know, I don't know, you know, and this is maybe not so important for me to know. If I start to think about that, I don't know, I can spend the rest of my life just thinking about that. But difference between Soviet and people from another part of the earth, from Europe, from West Europe, from, I don't know, Africa, from Asia, from America, of course exist, of course, and cultural difference, of course, exist, and mental difference, of course, and some things which you can meet in this film absolutely not understandable at all, you know. And this, it was for me biggest question.
The continuous crying, the grief. I mean, this is something profound.
Yeah, but can you imagine what, for example, Dolores Ibarruri, when Dolores Ibarruri, she was a chief of Communist Party of Spain. She was also in this film, and she appears in the film. A very nice old lady came and staying near Stalin coffin with very, you know, bright Spain face. So, but she, Spanish, but she, when she was first time in Soviet Union in end of 20s and beginning of 30s, when she come back and people from her family ask what she have seen in Soviet Union, she said that I was in old Egypt, 3,000 years or 4,000 years ago. It's a slavery, and this is a pyramid. You know, she felt that she was in this time. So, and this is big mystery, why and how this kind of society was organized. And this cult was organized and work very well, because quite a lot of people in that time they feel the same things which you can see in the film, and a lot of memoirs, a lot of evidences about that. Of course, some people even in Gulag was very happy. So, but somebody probably was very happy not only in Gulag, but percentage was not. Who can make this kind of research? I don't know now, but whole country was like that, you know. And this is another question: who? First, why, for example, Khrushchev afraid to release this film? I think they, in that moment.
Someone asked us in the chat right now, why was it banned for so many years?
So, but two things. They already have idea to accuse Stalin in all crimes which they did together, because exist documents where they signed all these verdicts, death penalty for 42,000 people. They signed. Molotov, Khrushchev, Stalin used this technology. They was responsible for that. So, and also they, I think, realized in that moment how popular Stalin and Stalinism. And they, of course, understand how dangerous is this system for them also, because exists another rumor that Stalin prepared cleaning of all Politburo and kill all his collaborators soon. Sure. And nobody knows if he was poisoned or he died because of some apoplectic stroke or something like.
So the beginning takes a long time to explain the details of this coronary disease.
Yeah, but I think also Khrushchev and other people on the top, they afraid people who live in country. And also in some memoir exists this kind of description that they always fight with the people in country where they live. They afraid these people.
Right.
And when they realized that such a popular Stalin, because nobody expected, it was like a few million people came to Moscow. You know, it was also, I didn't mention because I don't know the numbers, but rumor said that in this queue, when people fight with each other because such a strong pressure, 1,000 people died, you know, in one night.
They died within the queue itself of the funeral.
Yeah. It was in one square in Moscow, quite big square, and so.
Think about things that are left outside of the frame, right? Yeah.
It was organized in a special way when you can't escape from this queue.
Sure.
It's a Trubная square.
Sure.
And it was from one side, it was houses, and enter to all houses was closed and just a wall. And from other side is cars, as you see. And people was inside between cars and houses, and more people came and they start to press.
Wow.
Each other. And after that, like, I don't know, also maybe we will know later, because it's absolutely under secret. You can't find these files, how many people was killed.
Sergey, I'm afraid we have a lot more to talk about, but I'm afraid we need to wrap it up because it's 6:30. I know for a fact that we will meet again and hopefully here soon with your next film.
Yes.
Yes, so thank you very much, Sergey, for joining us and for this really fascinating conversation. And thank you everyone for being with us here tonight. And see you soon and goodbye.
Thank you very much. See you. Bye.